The series opens with Morgan, a single mother of three, heading to her night shift as a cleaner at the local police precinct. As she cleans the office, lost in her music and dancing, she accidentally knocks a homicide case file onto the floor. Picking it up, her brilliant mind locks onto the details. A man named Anthony has been murdered, and the prime suspect is his own wife. Examining the crime scene photos and the scattered evidence, Morgan instantly connects the dots. Grabbing a marker, she boldly corrects the lead detective's board, declaring that Anthony's wife, Lynette, is actually a victim, not a killer. With her job done, she leaves the station. The next morning, the detectives are stunned by the writing on their board. They check the security footage, identify Morgan, and immediately have her arrested. Selena, the head of investigations, accuses her of tampering with evidence, but Morgan explains she only wanted to help. Intrigued, Selena hands her the file and asks what they missed. Morgan explains that Anthony's wife, Lynette, is completely innocent. She points out that the photos of their house show Lynette is obsessed with tidiness, yet one of the curtain ties is glaringly loose. She deduces that the killer used it to strangle her husband. Morgan asks to leave, but lead detective Adam refuses, ordering her to stay put until the forensic results come back. As Adam interrogates the suspects, Morgan is eventually cleared to go, but she lingers, closely watching the detectives review security footage. She speaks up, telling them the timestamp on the video is faked. How does she know? She points out the wind direction in Los Angeles, proving the footage is actually months old. The detectives are absolutely blown away by her intellect. As Morgan leaves, Selena chases after her, demanding to know how she possesses this kind of knowledge. Morgan simply shrugs it off, saying she watches a lot of documentaries and just happens to have a genius-level IQ. Outside, she finds her ex-husband Ludo waiting, but when the patrol officers disrespect her, Morgan starts a brawl, landing both her and Ludo right back behind bars. Meanwhile, Adam visits Anthony's daughter, who just returned from a trip. He breaks the news that they are looking for her mother, who vanished the night of the murder. The daughter reveals her mother recently received a highly distressing letter from an unknown woman. Adam asks for it, but she has no idea where it is. Realizing they need a mind like Morgan's, Adam goes back to Selena. Selena orders him to bring Morgan onto the investigation. He fights it, but Selena pulls rank, forcing him to agree. Fresh out of a holding cell, Morgan meets Anthony's daughter, promising her they will find her mom. Selena formally asks for Morgan's help to track down Lynette, and Morgan accepts. Later, she and Adam interview Lynette's sister. Morgan completely takes over, talking a mile a minute and constantly interrupting Adam, which drives him crazy. Outside, Adam scolds her, and a frustrated Morgan walks off, but she doesn't quit. She sneaks back into Adam's office holding the missing letter. She explains that a woman named Sarah sent it, asking Lynette, who is a lawyer, for help in an assault case against a man named Diamond. When Morgan casually mentions she broke into Lynette's office to find it, Adam loses it, reminding her that breaking and entering is illegal and ordering her to put it back. Adam arrests Diamond, but with no hard proof, he walks free. Morgan, however, knows he's the guy. She pieces the puzzle together. Diamond went to Lynette's house to force her to drop Sarah's case. When she refused, Anthony stepped in to protect his wife. Diamond murdered Anthony in the struggle, then kidnapped Lynette. Adding a massive twist, Morgan uncovers that Lynette's own sister is secretly in love with Diamond and helped him pull it off. Spotting a specific painting of a house on Lynette's wall, Morgan guesses it's where she's being held. The team raids the property, finds Lynette alive, and proves Morgan's insane theories were 100% correct. Case closed. Selena practically begs Morgan to stay on as a consultant, but she turns it down. The next day, Morgan's daughter opens up, insisting that her father, Roman, who vanished 15 years ago, didn't abandon them. She believes something terrible happened to him. Moved by her daughter's faith, Morgan marches back into the precinct. She takes the job on two conditions: double the pay and the police resources to find her missing husband. Selena agrees. Morgan's first official case kicks off with a young mechanic named Damien found clinging to life after a plunge off a roof. Adam writes it off as a suicide attempt, but Morgan spots a stranger's phone on the roof and tells Adam that Damien was pushed. Noting Damien's absolute obsession with his prized car parked below, she deduces he'd never jump and crush his own vehicle. She figures he was up there dancing in the dark and someone shoved him. At the hospital, Damien's mother insists he has no enemies, mentioning he works at an auto shop near a highly affluent neighborhood. When Damien's friends arrive, Morgan zeroes in on one of them. She spots a hand tattoo that perfectly matches a photo on the burner phone found on the roof. They arrest him, and he admits they were on the roof together, but claims a shadowy figure tackled him, pushed Damien, and vanished. Adam lets him go. Morgan drags the team to the auto shop, explaining the mysterious third man didn't show up on security cameras because he was hiding inside the trunk of the car. To prove it, she locks herself in a trunk and pops it from the inside. They interview the mechanics but hit a dead end. Morgan drags Adam back to the crime scene at night. Standing in the pitch black, she remembers the mother saying everyone loved Damien. It hits her. Damien wasn't the target. The killer pushed the wrong guy in the dark, meaning Damien's friend is the real mark. They rush to find the friend only to discover he's already been murdered. Reviewing security footage, Morgan identifies one of the shop mechanics. They tail him, catch him mid-robbery at a jewelry store, and nail the real killer. Damien wakes up from his coma, thanking them for not giving up. Later, Selena shows up at Morgan's door with massive news. They found Roman's abandoned car. He didn't leave them. Something took him. The very next day, Morgan tackles the murder of a man named Edward, found dead in a hotel room. Footage shows a woman named Iris entering his room. They bring her in. She admits to being there, but swears he was fine when she left. Adam isn't buying it, as no one else entered the room. But Morgan steps in. She points out that a bathroom candle was extinguished by a splash of water, proving Edward was killed in the shower, a crime Iris physically couldn't have pulled off. Iris goes free. Annoyed that Morgan stole the case file to study at home, Adam confronts her. She brushes him off, revealing Edward's clothes were custom-made and she knows exactly who stitched them. They visit the tailor, who is horrified by the news. Finding Edward's car parked nearby, they get his home address and break the news to his grieving wife. Morgan concludes the killer is a pro who scaled down the outside window. Digging deeper, they find that an elderly woman with Alzheimer's wired Edward a fortune. They visit her, and she claims Edward was going to marry her. Her son, Kyle, looks shocked but stays quiet. It clicks for Morgan and Adam. Edward was a serial romance scammer. Back at the hotel, Morgan tells Adam that Edward had an accomplice, showing him a photo of the partner's unique tattoo. Right on cue, a room service waiter hands them drinks, and Adam spots the exact same tattoo on his wrist. They arrest him, and he confesses to the scam, but swears he didn't kill Edward. Morgan tells Adam she suspects the son, Kyle. Adam connects the final dot. Iris was Kyle's partner. They arrest both of them. Kyle confesses he killed Edward to avenge his exploited mother, while Iris helped him because Edward had played her too. Next, Morgan takes on the terrifying kidnapping of two little girls. She comforts their frantic mother, Mia, who suspects her unstable ex-husband, Wendell, took them. They search Wendell's house, finding it empty, but Morgan's sharp eyes spot an unplanted patch of dirt in the yard. They dig and unearth Wendell's buried corpse. Adam realizes the killer is the kidnapper. A neighbor reports seeing Wendell arguing with a red-haired woman. Mia claims she doesn't know her, but Morgan talks to the family maid and learns Wendell was actually a devoted dad who recently visited Mia's wealthy father. They track down the red-headed woman, discovering she's a corrupt social worker. She confesses Mia's father paid her to write a fake report branding Wendell an unfit parent. Wendell found out, confronted her, and the fight broke out. Adam interrogates the grandfather, but he has an airtight alibi. When Mia suddenly drains a massive sum from her bank account, Adam suspects she orchestrated the whole thing. Morgan fiercely defends her mother's instinct. She confronts Mia, who tearfully admits she received a ransom call. The police set up a sting. The kidnapper grabs the cash and escapes, but Adam planted a GPS tracker in the bag. They track it to an abandoned car. Analyzing the seat position, Morgan deduces the driver is exceptionally short. She points the finger directly at Curtis, the grandfather's handyman. They break him. Curtis confesses he murdered Wendell and kidnapped the girls to extort enough money to be worthy of Mia's love. They rescue the girls unharmed, wrapping the case.
Then a veterinarian named Monica drops dead in her lab. Forensics rules it a heart attack, but the team finds papers spitting out of the printer reading "foul play." Morgan reads a warning label on a terrarium. Touching the poison dart frogs causes instant death. As Adam reaches for the lab sink to wash his hands, Morgan realizes the soap is laced. She tackles him, plunging a sedative syringe into him to slow his heart and save his life. When Adam comes to, she explains the killer spiked the soap and the dying Monica used her voice-activated printer to leave a final message. They interview Monica's friend, Bethany, who claims they've only known each other for 2 years, but Bethany's young son mentions seeing Monica arguing with a strange man. The team sketches the man and shows it to Monica's father, who identifies him as Shane, Monica's ex-boyfriend and a convicted thief. They find Shane, but his alibi holds up. Returning to Monica's house, Morgan discovers rare, lucrative insects for sale. She learns Monica was hoarding cash to buy a house and move in with a friend after her divorce. Suspecting Bethany's husband was jealous, they arrest him and he confesses, but Morgan knows it's too easy. She remembers seeing old baby photos of Bethany's son hidden in Monica's stuff. She meets Shane again and spots a unique mole on his ear, the exact same mole on Bethany's son. The devastating truth drops. Bethany's son is actually Monica and Shane's biological child. Monica gave him up as a teen, but when she finally tried to reclaim him, Bethany poisoned her. Her husband only confessed to take the fall. Bethany is locked away.
Adam pulls Morgan onto a locked room mystery, a CEO named Elaine found dead in her office. They grill her assistant, Sam, who claims she was blackout drunk and remembers nothing, insisting Elaine was a great boss. Morgan calls her bluff, forcing Sam to admit Elaine was a nightmare, though she denies murder. A secretary reports seeing a frantic woman flee the office. They track her down from a corporate lobby photo. She's the mother of a child severely injured by Elaine's experimental medical trials, and Elaine was paying her hush money. The mother admits to a screaming match, but swears she didn't kill her. Morgan pivots, accusing Elaine's husband of killing her to stop the company's stock from tanking. No proof. But then, Morgan discovers Elaine wrote a massive $45,000 check to her assistant, Sam, the exact amount Sam desperately needed to clear her debts. Sam is locked up for murder, but Morgan can't let it go. She remembers Elaine was paranoid and recently installed hidden cameras. They tear apart the office and find a lens hidden behind a mirror. The footage reveals the truth. Sam threatened to blow the whistle on Elaine's unethical trials. Elaine offered a bribe. When Sam refused, Elaine lunged at her. Sam pushed her back in self-defense, and Elaine tripped, fatally cracking her skull on a metal award. Sam is fully exonerated. Things take a massive turn when Morgan brings her daughter to work. Heavily armed attackers, Jeremy and Brooke, storm the precinct, taking the entire police force hostage. They wire the room with explosives, demanding the police exonerate their friend Logan, an ex-soldier framed for killing his commanding officer, Frank. Outside, Adam and Selena watch the chaos unfold. The hostage detective digs through the files but finds nothing. From the outside, Morgan zooms in on crime scene photos and notices a blood spatter pattern, indicating a file was stolen from Frank's hands when he died. She calls Selena, directing Adam to search Frank's impounded car. Adam hacks Frank's laptop and finds a drafted court-martial form for an unnamed soldier. Morgan traces Frank's final movements via GPS to a notoriously dangerous neighborhood known for drug trafficking.
Inside the precinct, a detective and a janitor named Tom try to play hero. It fails horribly, and Jeremy shoots Tom in the leg. Brooke coldly refuses him medical attention. Outside, Adam's team realizes Frank was tracking a corrupt soldier buying drugs. Morgan finds a hidden GPS ping from Frank's gear. They raid a warehouse, arresting the real killer. Adam radios the precinct with the good news, but Jeremy completely loses his mind. He pistol whips Brooke, knocking her out, and grabs the detonator, threatening to level the building to secure his escape. Morgan steps right up to his face. She coldly informs him there is no bomb. The canine units would have gone insane at the door. Brooke regains consciousness and confirms it was a total bluff. The SWAT team breaches, taking Jeremy down. Morgan is called to a beachfront crime scene. A woman named Penny lies in a pool of blood. The paramedics cover her up, but Morgan checks her pulse and screams for a medic. She's still alive. They suspect Penny's elderly boyfriend, but find nothing. Searching Penny's apartment, Morgan uncovers a shrine to Penny's ex-boyfriend, Lucas, an unsolved murder from 2 years ago. The team reopens Lucas's file. They visit the nightclub where Lucas worked, questioning the owner, Edward, and his brother, Blaine. Penny wakes up, remembering Lucas had a brutal fight with the owners right before he died. Back at the club, Morgan notices a woman wearing a cheap knockoff of Penny's favorite necklace. The woman breaks, confessing she gave the real diamond necklace to Lucas as blackmail money because they were having an illicit affair. Morgan then matches grains of rice found on Lucas's corpse to the decorative snow globes sitting right on the owner's desk. Edward is arrested. He confesses to murdering Lucas to protect his brother's secret and admits to attacking Penny because she wouldn't stop digging. Just as they wrap, Selena calls Morgan. She has a major lead on Roman. Next, a famous podcaster named Marvin is brutally run over by a car, twice. His son Dexter points the finger at Tiana, Marvin's young lover, claiming his dad was about to cut her out of the will. Tiana denies it, calling Dexter a greedy addict. Morgan secretly swipes Tiana's phone. Dexter admits he needed money for his sick daughter. The team tracks down the murder vehicle. The owner claims it was stolen, but mentions seeing Tiana's secret boyfriend driving it. Morgan cracks Tiana's phone and finds a text from a mechanic named Olivier. They raid the garage. Olivier and Tiana are arrested, and she admits Olivier ran Marvin down to secure her inheritance before the will could be changed.
A beloved nanny named Tara is found poisoned in a public park. Her boss, Bart, left a furious voicemail the morning of the murder, but he denies it, pointing them toward a creepy, limping man stalking Tara while reading French magazines. The team tracks him down, only to find he's a private investigator hired by Bart to vet internet rumors about Tara. The rumors lead to a woman named Karina, who denies posting them. Morgan searches Tara's apartment, finding a poetry contest flyer. At the reading, an informant claims Karina's husband, Mark, killed Tara because she rejected him. Mark and Karina both furiously deny it, proving the online rumors were posted by a fake account. Morgan looks at Tara's nanny circle and spots Oksana, who is intensely jealous of Tara's success. Morgan deduces Oksana posted the fake rumors, and when Tara threatened to get her deported, Oksana poisoned her. Confronted with a digital footprint, Oksana confesses. An old man named George posts a viral video on his deathbed confessing to the 10-year murder of his son-in-law, Barry. It's a cold case Selena originally worked. Morgan reviews the file and instantly knows George is lying. She proves Barry was electrocuted in the bathtub with a hairdryer, then dragged to the sauna to make it look like a heart attack. The team digs into the family and learns Barry was highly abusive to his wife. Looking at the exact timeline, Morgan realizes that Barry's young son, Cody, hacked a smart remote to short-circuit the bathroom wiring, killing his dad to protect his mom. Confronted, Cody confesses. The dying grandfather only made the video to take the fall and protect him. The case is closed.
A brilliant software engineer named Anson is assassinated via an untraceable poison. The FBI steps in, bringing Ronnie, Adam's estranged former partner. They pull a strange flash drive from Anson's pocket. The second they plug it in, a virus obliterates the police mainframe. Morgan realizes the killer handed Anson the drive, slipping him the poison in the process. They trace the drive directly back to Ronnie. Ronnie swears he just wanted to prove his coding skills to Anson and had no idea he was poisoned. Tracking the toxins, they monitor 12 dark web chemists. Morgan spots Kent, a grieving father seeking revenge. They raid his house, but Kent throws himself down a stairwell, dying on impact. Morgan realizes Kent needed an inside man to deliver the poison. She zeroes in on Parker, Anson's right-hand man. Parker laced Anson's dog's collar, knowing Anson never washed his hands after petting it. They intercept Parker at the airport, closing the net. The precinct is thrown into chaos when an anonymous message shows a man named Spencer held hostage. A puzzle box is left on his doorstep. Morgan shreds through the riddle, revealing a map to a hidden warehouse. She navigates a deadly labyrinth of traps to find Spencer, a diabetic rapidly entering a coma. Adam slams an insulin pen into his leg, saving him with seconds to spare. Another victim, Sarah, is snatched. Creepy dolls are mailed to the station, spelling out an art gallery. Morgan beats the clock again, freeing Sarah from a rigged vault. During the annual police gala, Officer Oz is taken. Morgan cracks a cipher, tracking him to an abandoned swimming pool where he's chained underwater. Adam dives in, smashing the locks and pulling him to the surface. The next morning, Morgan wakes up. Sitting on her kitchen table is a custom puzzle box. A note is attached, written just for her. Her blood runs cold. She realizes the mastermind behind the labyrinth of terror isn't a random serial killer. It's Roman, her missing husband. Suddenly her phone rings. It's Adam. He tells her Roman is alive, and he knows exactly where he is. End of Season 1.
That's it for today's story. If you enjoyed the recap, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.